Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In the background, the news is playing. This is breaking news right now. The second trash can bombing of the day. First in New Jersey, now in New York. Let's listen to the propaganda for a moment.
And Midtown proper, starting after the 20s and going into the 30s, where we have Midtown very busy at times.
Very, very busy, especially on a Saturday night. Chelsea, one of the hottest neighborhoods, actually comes in year after year as one of the places where everybody wants to be. Housing prices are rising and so forth. Very trendy area. I've been to that cinema that was in the shot many, many times there, 8th Avenue, 23rd Street. This is a cultural center, among other things. A lot of artists live there. There are lots of galleries and other places, museums, for people to patronize as well. And so this is a big, big deal. This isn't often some remote neighborhood.
Let me jump in, Errol, because I want to get now to on the phone to Daily Beast senior editor Tim Tiemann. He's on the scene. Tim, what can you tell us?
I've never seen anything like it. I've lived here in Chelsea for 6.5 years. You can probably hear the sirens behind me, for which apologies. A lot of ambulances now on the move. The ambulances have been quite static for the last hour or so, but suddenly a lot of sort of vehicular activity going towards the scene. The bang occurred, I would say, I heard the bang from my apartment and came out to see what was going on just after around 8:30, I would say. And I managed to get down to, again, I'm sorry for the sirens, I managed to get down to 23rd and 6th, so I did see one lady being stretched away. There were a lot of rumours flying around the crowd in the initial moment about what actually happened. But certainly some kind of explosion has happened.
I want you to stand by, Mr. Tiemann, if you will stand by. They're interviewing someone live now. Witness, let's listen.
Which is pretty amazing.
What was going through your head when you heard
that there's an explosion, and then you start, I'm an architect, I could get concerned. You heard about gas explosions. I've lived through 9/11, and it was a concern for humanity.
Tell me about the scene afterwards. Once you heard the explosion, you were...
First responders coming, so a lot of, the blinking lights, it's first responders, a lot of police, and then as they started, fire trucks, emergency vehicles, undercover emergency vehicles. I spoke to one ambulance man. He says, I go, what's going on? He goes, I haven't heard anything yet. He goes, we're still investigating.
Was it chaotic? Was it calm? How would you describe it?
It's pretty calm. There's a lot of people around the corner because there were still vehicles, surprisingly. There was many vehicles still coming down 23rd Street that they had to clear out. And as they and then I just saw the first police car block everybody on 23rd Street and then get rid of all those cars. So after all the vehicles were gone, then you see the people congregating on the corner.
Concerned at all for your safety, knowing that this explosion is happening, 3 blocks away from you, and not a lot of information?
Initially, yes, you always have that concern because you don't know if it's 3 blocks away or if it's about 100 feet away. And you don't know. And these days, you just don't know.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. Appreciate you describing the scene a little bit for us. As you heard from Anthony here, who just happened to hear the explosion 3 blocks away from where it happened, he said that it sounded loud. He's an architect. He's familiar with some types of explosions. He says that for the most part, people were calm.
Okay, so if you were listening, we just heard 2 witnesses give their account of the bombing in NYC. The first person said their name was Tim Tiemann. The second person described themselves as an architect. And I want to talk about the name Tim and the word architect in the language of gematria. Architect sums to 42, and so does the name Tim. And 42, very relevant to the Freemasons, who are the founders of this nation. This nation founded by Freemasons, this nation still ruled over by Freemasons, government, media, police, and more. The Freemasons, they have 2 important mottos. One is order out of chaos, and that's exactly what they do. The Freemasons who rule over us, they stage scenes of chaos to fulfill agenda. September 11th, Boston Marathon bombing, what happened earlier today in Seaside, New Jersey, it's all the same. Staged propaganda so that the Freemason government can say, okay, now we need to do this. We need to give police more money. We need to pass this bill, whatever. This is how the Freemasons operate. This is how they've always operated. This nation's always been under Freemason control. It's a history of false flags by the numbers and very much by the number 42. Think about the World Trade Center bombing in 93 when the 42nd president, Bill Clinton, took office. Bill Clinton, not born Bill Clinton. He took on the name Clinton because his biological father died. The name Clinton traces back to the original governors of New York. So anyway, today, a bombing in New Jersey and then another one in New York City. I put out a long video this morning on the New Jersey bombing, showing how it was a major tribute to the Boston Marathon bombing hoax. Think about how 2 explosions happened that day. Now what do we have today? 2 trash can bombs exploding, one in New Jersey, one in New York. Not a coincidence. 2 bombs at the Boston Marathon bombing, now 2 today in the tribute. If you missed my video on New Jersey, you got to watch it. It's in the description. It's more important than this video. But anyway, NYC equals 42 today, September 17th, 2016, a date with 42 numerology. We just heard from Tim. We just heard from the architect. Look at this. This is the Freemason symbol, the compass and square. Big G represents 42 in what is known as English gematria or Satanic gematria or Sumerian gematria. It's because G is the 7th letter, and in these formats you just multiply by 6. So 7 times 6, 42. The word math is 42. Freemasons, builders, mathematics. Freemasons pride themselves on being the keepers of knowledge. Knowledge 42. Again, they're builders. Building and architect 42. Freemason 42. That's why we're getting these stories today. As for trash can, it has the gematria of 84, another special number to this nation. United States of America equals 84. Right now the president's Obama, born on 8/4 supposedly. 8/4. Obama in Jewish gematria equals 84. United States of America 84, States 84, Serling 84, that's the writer of The Twilight Zone 84, Revolutionary War 84, Thomas Jefferson 84, Louisiana Purchase 84. See my work on the history of the United States of America, France, the Bavarian Illuminati, and 84. This number is so important in the history of these Masonic nations. From the start of World War I, the event that started World War I happened on a date with 84 numerology. Involved France and Great Britain, teaming up against Germany by the numbers. But anyway, this is all it is. Don't be alarmed. Don't be afraid. It's just your Freemasons in government playing their shenanigans again, trying to deceive the masses by the numbers. If you missed my New Jersey post, you got to check that out. It's linked in the description just below this video. If you're not subscribed here, you want to subscribe here because I'm putting out the best videos in the world every single day, the knowledge everyone needs to know so we can put this to an end. Till next time, truth seekers.